You might have noticed I have one cuff sleeve, one uncuffed sleeve. It's my professional hand. It's my party hand. Can you guess which hand I masturbate with? It's this one. It's this one. Can you guess which hand I drink with? It's this one, because I drink at a professional level. That's what I accomplish with my life, because I'm a horrible person. I was talking to my friend the other day, and he's trying to relate to me how good of friends he is with somebody else. He's like, yeah, I can tell this guy anything. And he understands, like we used to run trains on girls all the time. I'm like, you know nothing about running a train. He's like, fuck you, all the time. I'm like, first of all, you conduct a train. You don't run a train. You run a forklift. You don't fly a boat. Get your terminology correct, asshole. I think everybody in here has had this little debate with your friends, every dude. So how much money would it take you to suck a dick? And most people level out at $1 million, But that's like a once-off thing. Like how many million... If there was an infinite amount of dicks that would offer you $1 million, like how many dicks would you have to suck before you just became that rich gay dude? Like that gay dude, he just likes sucking dick, I think. He found a fucking loophole, and he's just gonna enjoy that until he dies. I was talking to my roommate the other day, and by roommate, I mean guy that lets me sleep on his couch. And he's like, Zach, I need to get this notarized. How do you get things notarized? I say, you go to a notary. He goes, Zach, where are the notaries at? And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm drunk. It's 10 a.m. I'm making a fucking pot of rice for the entire day. How am I going to know where the notaries are? What I'm saying is there's such a thing as stupid questions. That's a real thing. I was eating one of my favorite candies the other day, Nerds candy. It's a perfect combination of sweet and tart. It's fantastic. And then I realized Nerds candy is racist. You know what I'm talking about. There's 2 flavors per box, separate but equal. We can't have this shit in our candy. And there's nothing I can do about it, But what I did to make myself feel better is I went and got a box of mixed Nerds. But then I spent the majority of my time segregating the Nerds myself into flavor combinations that worked. And I just felt worse. I should have just let Massa Wonka do this. Keep my hands clean. This whole situation. So the Boston bombing happened this year. That was a terrible tragedy. Who clapped? What the fuck's wrong with you? So that was a terrible tragedy and whatnot. Like 95 some people injured. 5 people died. 1 child died. And that seems like a lot of kids. That's like 20% of the people that died were kids. And that's ridiculous because kids hate marathons. His mom's like, all right, we're going to go support your cousin Ronnie. He's running the Boston Marathon. He's like, Mom, I'm playing Xbox. I don't want to go to a marathon. She's like, look, it's not going to kill you. That's a good fucking joke. I don't care. So you might have noticed I'm an asshole. I don't know if you picked up on that. I get defriended on Facebook a lot. For example, this guy posts this thing, make sure your kids wear life jackets. Kids don't float. So I left a comment, well, they do when they're dead. Because that's just factual. That's what happens to dead bodies. They become very buoyant. So I'm being an asshole one night, and I broke my leg. I fell off a tree, and I broke my femur, so I'm on crutches, and I'm still going to open mics and shit because I'm just broken-brained. I'm out in the parking lot, and I see this other girl across the parking lot with crutches, and she's like, what'd you do? And I was like, oh, I broke my femur. And I was like, what'd you do? And she's like, oh, I was dancing, and I stepped on it funny. It's like, oh, it's because you're fat. I get it. And so, I'm just in jest giving her shit, not really trying to be mean. I'm just, making fat jokes. I don't know. And her big comeback, at the end of the night, she's like, Zach, out of the 2 of us, you are more likely to die alone. And I'm like, for an insult, that's awfully speculative. You're basing this on a lot of variables, fatty. And of course I'm going to die alone. It's just rude to shoot yourself in front of other people. Just My parents raised me better than that. Anybody poor in here? Any poor people? Okay, out of the people that cheered, any of you ever showered with dish soap? No? And then you go out to the bar later and some drunk chick's like, you smell nice. And like, yeah, Palmolive. And that's how you don't get laid. That's step one in not getting laid, is telling you shower with Palmolive. You guys are just like regular poor, though. You're like dry bologna sandwich poor. I'm like check a bush for anthills before I sleep in it poor. It's a different level of poor. Anybody else get excited when the sprinklers come on so you can finally get a drink of water? No? Fuck you guys. I used to live in this nice place. It was like a small studio. You actually might recognize the address. It's 1992 Chevy Lumina. You guys familiar with that? It's a car. I was living in the car before I was homeless. It's a logical downward spiral. Now, I don't live there anymore because I got drunk and wrecked it. That's how horrible of a person I am. I got so drunk I wrecked my house. It's pretty pathetic. A little side note, if the cops ask you your name, do not say, you can call me daddy, because they get fucking mad. You're going to get 2 knees in the spine for that. I'm going to end on this. You ever notice that cunts are usually the angriest about being called cunts? It's an observation I made. I like that joke because it's literally only offensive to cunts. So no sour faces out there, or else you're admitting too much. All right, that's my time. I'm Zach Wiseman.